I'm not saying that we won't try again. We'll keep writing. We'll keep pushing. We keep trying. But those are ways that we can lend our voices to culinary causes that have to do with nutrition.
Why I find it strange actually is because women actually lead the front in the kitchens all over the world.
And people want champagne lifestyle on a beer budget. So, and I'm very particular about the ingredients I use. First of all, I like to support local and the small farmers, and the ingredients have to be A grade.
I don't just cook normal, regular Nigerian meals. I also cook for people that want to enjoy our Nigerian meals but have certain health conditions.
You know, sometimes when you stand in the kitchen for so long that you feel under your feet are like burning. So you just put your feet up, like just relax.
The first impression when you hear chef, you're thinking of 5-star hotels, fancy and all that. But the truth is...
And small portions.
Yeah, small portions, exactly.
Welcome to Women Feeding Africa podcast, a powerful space where we celebrate the women driving change across Africa. Each episode brings you inspiring stories and discussions on women empowerment, food and agriculture, entrepreneurship, leadership, and gender equity. All areas where women are not just participating, but leading the way, transforming lives and feeding the future of Africa.
So the moment I did the calculation, the soup that was 38,000 came down to 30.
Wow.
So I was able to do that and it started selling. Then another thing I did again was that, I usually use 1.5 kilos of meat because people like meat in their soups. It's I that used to chop first. So if they don't see meat, they don't go buy. So I told myself, okay, when things were the way it was, meat was not our concern. We are more concerned about the soup. So why don't, and again, I had a customer that told us, please, the meat is too much. Can you reduce the meat? Yes. And he was ready to pay that price for you to reduce the meat. So what did I do? I said, okay, as against using 1 kg or 1.5 kg, let me use 750 grams. And then we had a good amount of, a balance of meat and soup. And it came down to 30,000. We did that for the stew. We did that, and then the stew of 36 came back down to 29. Like everything came down, and people started ordering. So when this thing happens, it gives us the ability to think further. Okay, what other substitutes that will not reduce your quality, but will still give you? Because to tell you the truth, if onion powder is affordable for you, for instance, you actually have a category and maybe give it a different name and flavor, and there's somebody that will buy it. So as much as possible, I try to cater to all these people, considering the fact that, they are healthy substitutes for these things. Victoria, let us know how you do it with your noodle bar.
Okay, so I feel like from inception, we've always had the balance of where for every box that goes in, you have like a quantity of protein, a quantity of noodles, and then a quantity of vegetables. So what our customers have come to know us for is like, that your food is going to be filled with vegetables. So sometimes they're like, please reduce the vegetables and increase the noodles. And again, that when you hear that, you also hear it from a culture thing, right? Of when you have like a heavy plate of rice, maybe a spoon of coleslaw, and then, a chunk of meat that you can hold. So they're not used to something where eating more of veggies.
Give me my carbs.
Do you understand? So I just fill it with the carbs. But then as we've gone along, we've now found that you have customers that now say that, please put extra veggies inside. So pack it as much as possible with the vegetables, because so it's a thing of like healthy balance, and that was what inspired the business in the first place. And so right now, if you look at it, if we wanted to save cost and cut cost, vegetables should be the first thing to go, because it's now it's more perishable. It's just like just buy the standard, and just because it's a ratio recipe thing. So if I cut the number of vegetables, the taste would change because of the caramelization of what you're using, and then you get something different. So that's now altering the quality. Because I just stick to it. The ones that don't want any vegetables in their food, personal choice. That's another thing that we sell. but then the standard ones that know that, okay, this is what it is. So I know we try not to do too much price changes, but I think like every 6 months, depending on what the economic realities are. Because for a restaurant business, not only are you dealing with like the cost of the actual ingredients, so like all the other factors, like your boxes, your cutlery, your packaging, the deliveries, your electricity, your gas, all of those other things come into mix. So even if maybe you don't want to increase because of the food element, your other service providers have increased. So you too must make sure that it's like a wholesome and a balanced thing. I know August we had to do a price increase, and I did it as soon as I traveled because I felt so bad, and it wasn't even. I think I spoke to Chef Stone. Chef Stone was like, "You can do this thing like do it like 50%." I said, "Pity my people, pity them." So we just did like a lower percentage, and I told him that I like my chest could not carry that 50% yet. That. Because that was from like a profit margin perspective, that let me do it this way, let people still be able to. And it's a thing about it and I think that's one thing I keep drilling into our staff is like, you have to value people's money, right? So in a thing of where things are becoming tighter, or maybe what somebody's salary could carry is no longer carrying that, the first thing to go, and we are, as much as it's food, we are, like I said, we're not... it's not like essential. Poverty food. Like, do you understand? You're paying a premium for the food that you can. Food. It's premium food. So that would be like the first thing that you want to cut out, right? And even at home, you'll be like, okay, maybe I felt that beans thing. I went to the supermarket. I was just like, ladies and gentlemen, I've been gone for 1 month. What has happened? Why is beans like? I was just like, oh my god. I was just like, just buy it. Just buy it. Close your eyes and just buy it. But it's that thing of you now try to look for like a cheaper substitute that will be more filling, but not necessarily more nutritious. So I think for us, it's just within the restaurant, and I guess that's us doing our bit in terms of not compromising on what should be the first thing to go, that this is a portion of vegetables that belongs in every box. Just keep it in that standard. The people who are used to it, and it's something different, right? Nobody would, unless you're actually very health conscious, nobody would willingly want to, pack as much vegetables in your food. That's not the way it works in Lagos anyway, right? Anna. So it's just providing that.
So you mentioned Chef Paul, and then I know he was your amazing mentor for the LAWFF program. So
Chef Stone.
Chef Stone. Sorry, Chef Stone. We look forward to having him as a mentor for the next session. So next cohort. Too bad you not be
engagement program.
Alumni you do alumni.
Of course.
You will be head of alumni. Alumni top chefs. Thank you.
I won't say anything. Let me just keep quiet. Okay, so Chef Stone was your mentor for the Top Chef category. You guys are always peppering everybody. But so how has been the experience like? I will go like this.
Oh, okay. With him, he made me. One thing I loved all the sessions. I looked forward to them. Not that I didn't look forward to all of them, anyway, but I especially looked forward to those ones. And then he made me like take my, sometimes passion-led businesses sometimes have like too much passion in them, and then you forget the business aspect of it. I tend to do that a lot, so I have fun doing it. I don't really bother about whether I'm making money or not from it. And then that's what he made me realize, like you have to make money from it. You can't just be doing, you've paid your bills enough. You can't just be doing some things for free. And I really appreciated that. He made me take my taxes seriously. I paid all my taxes in full before the last tax and for last year. And he really made me look at the business aspect of it, having a rate card. Sometimes people call you for engagement and they just call you and think, oh, okay, come and talk to us. And then sometimes you're just excited to even be talking about it. So you don't even really bother about, am I charging for it? How much am I charging? How much is my time worth? Because you're actually going to spend time going there. You're going to take a bus or a car or anything going there and all of that. So he showed me how to do a rate card, put a price on whatever I was doing and all of that. So I really loved that part, especially in in the mentoring sessions.
Chiamaka.
The part I love the most is after the mentoring section, we still have access to him. So the truth is, when I wanted to become a chef, I sent him a message on his DM many years ago. I would love you to mentor me. If you want me to wash plate, I'll wash plate. I'll do it for free. I just want to learn. You know, but he didn't respond. I wasn't happy. But now I understand he's busy, right? And having the opportunity to mentor him, to be mentored by him, it was like
A dream come true.
okay, breathe. So the mentoring session was there, but it's the after, right? The after is my highlight. He was doing a wine and cheese class, and one of the leaders of the Lagos branch of Reddish Chronicle happened to be a close friend of my chef Ru. And then she told me that they are having a class at La Taverna. And I asked her, should I come? You know, I'm not easy. Come now. When I came, I sat at the corner, and Chef Stone told me, come. And I sat with the students. I sat with the students, and, you know, he treated me like one of his students that paid that fee. And I learned a lot about wines. I've always been looking forward to learning a lot about wines and cheese. And he taught me that. So it is the after that I'm particular about. When I told him, oh, chef, we are traveling, he said, I'm supposed to be there, but I'm so occupied with stuff. Blah, 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 blah. Don't worry, just to snap picture and send to me. It is the after, the fact that I have access to him. And from my upbringing, we do not take access lightly. We do not, it's not like we do not take advantage of it, but we don't take it for granted. So you are always at this, I don't know how I'm going to describe it, but it will show that I really, really value him. So when I don't waste his time, I don't call him unnecessarily. When he sees my call, he knows that it's needful, it's needed, is a needed thing. You understand? And the fact that it doesn't just end with laugh, it is a forever stuff. And he's also looking forward to even me and him working together. You know, it is. God bless that man. God bless you people. You people have brought one of my role models closer. You know? And another thing, he likes my posts. Oh my God. He likes all my posts. And I see just so I say, hey, she should not screenshot this and throw my story that you are liking all my posts. You are liking what you are seeing. The fact that he's interacting with me shows how intentional he is. True. And I think that's the reason why he doesn't want too many people in his corner. Yeah. Because when he has one person or two person, he's going to invest his time, his energy, everything on that person. So,
shout out to Chef Stone.
I'm coming to Abuja because of him. I'll come because of people, sorry. But because of him, sorry.
I forgive you.
Well, Chiamaka said it all. I never, like I said to you yesterday, I never really thought that this could ever happen in my life. So oh my God, I'm going to cry. Oh, my sisters are gonna laugh and be like, why are you so emotional all the time? Yeah, but anyway, this has been such a very life-altering experience.
Don't make me cry. No, you're affecting me with that.
No, cry is transparent.
Yeah, it is.
I'm already teary.
He's cutting onions.
I know.
He's the cameraman.
I know, they must stop.
Yes.
Yeah,
not
so
invisible.
even the mentoring sessions with Chef Stone, like Chiamaka said, he's been very intentional. I lost when he followed me back. So I was like, what? Someone as big as you and as important as you and as busy as you took the time out of your day to respond to me, to give me advice on work, which has really, really helped me. And I'm looking forward to going to Nigeria, first of all, for you ladies. Sure. And I really want to when I meet Chef Stone, he just ignited the passion I have for food again and over and over and over again. So every time I watch his posts, I'm more inspired and I'm looking forward to doing a collaboration with him.
Yeah.
So thank you, Chef Stone.
Thank you.
And thank you, love.
Please, where's that tissue? Next time, let's put Kleenex here. So that in case.
You don't like this kind of it's too fresh. And there's no farmer here.
Okay, go ahead.
But yeah, pretty much everybody has said it. And I think for me, it's from that business perspective, right, of somebody who has sort of gone ahead, gone through the highs, the lows, and are essentially cutting your journey in half or even more than half and making sure that you're not making the same mistakes that they necessarily made at the point. So for us, we're at a point of expansion, and we see what he's been able to create with whether the Red Dish Culinary School itself, or the restaurant, and then also the Truck Central. So it's just like how all of that operational excellence goes on that I feel like has been like a lot in terms of gleaning. Like I was saying that we're speaking about, okay, like break down your prices. Like what is your cost? What is this? What is that? And it's like you have like room to be able to, you know, grow and expand and, you know, not don't pity anybody, but it's just like as long as you keep giving out quality, you can charge a premium for it. So I feel like from a business and operational standard perspective, that has been like my biggest highlight in just having that access. And I think that's another thing I do love about LAWFF as well. Also just looking at Adele Sakwe, what she's been able to do with her newly empire as well. So it's just like I was really looking forward to meet. Like that was the session. That was the session. That was the only session. No offense.
Ada was actually supposed to come for physically, but some mix up with the program.
On Monday, that was, you know, when they said your elevator pitch, that was, I had written her name. Hi, Ada. That was what I created my elevator pitch for. So I was really looking forward to that session, but unfortunately, she wasn't able to make it, but I would definitely reach out and just being able to get that guidance to just, because the journey in itself, like the business aspect of all of these things that we do, it can be a lot. So it's just like, how do we, you know, shorten all of that and then just stand on the shoulders of those who have gone ahead. So thank you, Chef Stone, and thank you, Ada, in advance, because I will be sliding into you.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I think you have a question. Mine is, we're going to round up. If we stay here,
it's a round
the
up.
conversation is very interesting.
Yeah.
We're going to keep going on and on and on.
We are your
it's a
special
round-up
category
question.
for a reason.
Yes.
That's why you can take 5 hours without knowing.
Yeah.
Like we've taken like longer time than we actually intended.
Yeah.
But then
It's
the
going to be
conversation
one long
has been
podcast.
amazing. But people are going to watch till the end, trust
Yeah.
me, because it
Yeah,
has been
it's
engaging. And then they have been like lots of lessons. We've been laughing, we've cried, we've done the hours.
We've done
But
everything.
in between all of this, there are like a lot of lessons that people who would listen to this would learn a lot, and I'm certain they will stick to this till the end. I'm going to listen to this again because I have you've dropped insights that I know that I need, regardless of whether you are a chef, you are a professional, or even a farmer. There are lessons you have all shared from your stories that people will learn from. So
Okay,
maybe
so I think it would be a closing question. Okay. So what's that one plan that you have that's going to cause a paradigm shift in your life and in your career? So let's go like this.
Thank God.
So my questions are really hard.
Ada she always asks the deep questions. Yeah, the deep questions.
So you have to think here. So I think I'll break it down on 3 levels. So in terms of one, as like my duty as a mother with my children in terms of nutrition and just, you know, intensifying the effort and actually making it more of an investment into as everybody was talking, I was just listing all the equipments that I need to buy as soon as I go back. I was like, no more of this, we're canceling this, no, definitely not. So it's just making that sort of intentional investment into their own nutrition, because then that's how they're going to raise their own families based on, you know, how they've been raised. And just being able to, I guess, stand their ground when they do leave the house and just, you know, treat their bodies in, you know, treat their bodies like machines. And then I think also with regards to business, it's communicating that message again. So I feel like we used to do that at the beginning. Now we're just in a in a robotic mode. But I think it's just going back into that community level and just say that this is at the core of what we do. This is what we stand for, and this is why we do it. And then also just tying it into what the learnings has been, and just using that there. And then I think the final thing is just in terms of what I was saying with the noodles, because the culinary sessions we had, it just sort of opened up my mind as to how we can use it as an avenue of giving back, in terms of how we can fortify it so that those who don't, because this Indomie problem, like we know it's Indomie house. The only thing you're allowed to eat, yes, you can eat chow noodles because I approve it and, have it, but it's quick, it's convenient. So how do we find and just create something that allows duplicate that same model of conveniency for people, and maybe just charge it a bit higher, but they understand, and still again communicating that value, but bringing that convenience to the house so that as many people can benefit from it as possible. So those are like the things of, okay, from the ingredients we use to how we want to package it to the message that we want to use to publicize it. So it's just, so that's why I was saying I have to break it down, because it's like something that has touched different aspects of what I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. Tandy.
Well, it's a lot. Like, I'm a weird person. So when I've got so many thoughts, I do this where I compartmentalize my thoughts. So it's not all jumbled up. But right now, it's like some things are not getting into where they're supposed to get. But one of the first few things I'm going to do, we've talked a lot about nutrition, and I'm so kind of driven by that. And it has to start with me. I need to change my lifestyle, like my eating habits, because how do I preach nutrition when I'm not being nutritious myself? And then also I'm really passionate now about what kids are eating in school. So one of the things I'm going to do when I go back home is to identify if we have a food feeding program or whatever, and the stakeholders involved and everything, and try and get in there and get into schools and make sure that we are feeding our children, the next generation, healthy stuff. And the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to prioritize self-care. Yes. That's the first thing I'm going to do when I get home.
Nice. Well done.
Mine is like a bunch of stuff. One beautiful thing that this program has done is, no matter how playful and energy banking that people call me, for every session that we have, I'm always in my thoughts. And if people observed, I'm very quiet, because that is when I learn. I am all about impact. And this has made me realize that I'm kind of bringing my mom's desire to reality. I didn't know. So if I should put it into components, I'm already living the healthy lifestyle. I mean, a pro doctor, right? I dare not. I can't. So it's a must in our house. Even right now, he's gradually changing his diet. He's telling me he wants to prioritize his protein and vegetables as against carbs, because he's into bodybuilding and he eats once a day. So that one meal has to be heavily packed. So whenever he goes out, he comes back. He's like a child that comes back and they're running, hey, mommy. He's like that because he knows that the meal that is landing is a heavy duty meal. So that one is aside. One thing again I'm going to talk about is my business. So I think because the fact that I am a people-focused brand, I am making losses in my business. And that is one of the things, that training with Mr. JG. And I'm happy I have his contact, and I'm going to contact him. I want to look at my price thoroughly. We'll look at the price thoroughly, and then we can now pick how much each of the products will cost, irrespective of the fact that it's increased. And I pray the price remains the same. And, Chef Stone taught us about adding VAT. I started adding VAT to my product. But because when we have an accounting volunteer, she volunteered to be our financial consultant. Every time she does the accounting, it's always on minus. So there is nothing to even pay tax on. And so I'm having a serious, actually the fact that I even closed down the business and started again. I think last month we even tried. Last month, right? So that is the first thing I'm going to do. The second thing I'm going to do concerning that my business is that I'm going to be much more vocal about well-being. I'm going to tell the people in the content team to be a lot more vocal. So we have to find a way around it, either through humor or through anything. We have to find a way around it so that we can, because we know in return we'll get more customers in, right? Then most importantly, I need to, after that this pricing thing is done, I'll also need to ask when is the best time to get a place, because I always say something that I've always been blessed with the gift of good men. Where I'm currently cooking is an elderly Yoruba woman that gave it to me. And I don't pay rent. So right now, I am a little limited. I can't do anything. So my earnest desire is to move to my old place. I was telling Mimi that when I move to my place, I'm going to get a room. And that room, I'm going to put a lot of spices. I'm going to put a lot of cured meats. I'm going to put a lot of fermented jars. I'm really looking forward to that new place. So that is another thing. Then my brand, because Chef Amaka is a brand on her own. I was telling you, I taught it very well that I'm naturally a people pleaser, but I'm learning to be audacious. So I changed my bio to the Queen of Afrofusion. She calls herself the Queen, or rather I call her the Queen of Arewa. Arewa Fusion. Like, it's funny that even if I call her Afrofusion, so she will tell me no. It's Arewa. So she has her own. So I used to call it Niger Fusion. My husband said no. It's Afro. So I changed it to a Queen of Afrofusion and the amplifier of African ingredients for health and fine dining. So when I get home, I'm going to create content around African and Nigerian ingredients, for forgotten foods, recipes that don't come out. Like I did a lot of research on Benue recipes. These people get food, and I'm only doing egusi soup and obono. There are a lot of meals, and I want to bring it out and be very vocal about it. Sometimes people wonder, why am I always talking too much concerning somebody? I'm very sure Moyo was like, Amaka. But that is me. If I believe so much in you, and I believe so much in whatever that is happening, I'll be so vocal, you beg me to stop. I'll be your evangelist. So I see myself like that. So I'm going to be much more vocal about the ingredients, and also not just be vocal about it, but to show you how you can make it in a much presentable manner.
Yeah.
Then I'm all about impact. I told you guys earlier that I usually give to widows and families. I'll give them foods and I'll give them money. But I had this heavy burden after one of our trainings. I was like, I didn't like the fact that people are still hungry. And even if I still give them that 10,000, they'll still come back to me. So what I said I was going to do was that I was going to partner with someone. And thank God, SMC Foods volunteered to teach me how to plant in bags, potatoes and some things, to plant them in bags. I also met somebody at the forum. I'm so excited for that lady that I met, and apparently she trains people. And so I told her that this is the goal. I want to make sure that every home, even if it's face me, I face you, have a small plantation to yourself. It can be plantain, or it can be potato and maybe onions or tomato. Learn how to plant these things. Yeah. So when they teach me, all I just need to do is go to other communities. I'm sorry, Lagos is too saturated. So I go to maybe a place like Ogun State. I can go to Osun State. I can go to my hometown. I'm from Anambra State. I can go to Enugu State and find this women community and teach them how to plant their own food so that you feed yourself. And if in the course your story becomes L and Z, I can buy your product and use it for my business. In fact, it's even a good story when I tell them that, for every time you buy a bowl of food from my business, you are actually supporting a woman that is currently planting in her backyard. Yeah. So that is the impact I want to do. And that is the thing I want to do. I hope to do it next year, because this year I am in the building space. So that's why I said, people, I go hear my name and I go tire because I don't keep quiet about this. I believe in. Yeah.
That's fine. Miriam.
Sorry, can I just add on one more
Yes,
thing?
yeah.
You know how it's been so, I don't know, I think now just sitting here and thinking about it, it's like nudging me like this. So like God is trying to say something. We've been talking a lot about forgotten ingredients and preserving our African heritage. And I thought to myself, like, I don't know any spices that are indigenous to Zambia. So now it's like giving me that fire to go and look and go and visit and see what our forefathers ate. Because now everybody's eating Kenyan stuff, Nigerian stuff, but what is truly Zambian? So part of my goal is not only to bring Zambian to the global stage, but also to, because we're Africa, we're one.
Yeah.
So to have that Afro-African fusion,
I think we can all work together.
Yes, we are already working
Because
together.
the rate at which culture is dying,
Yeah.
the African culture,
It's so alarming.
is so alarming. So I believe food is one of the biggest way we can, revive.
Communicate and revive.
Yeah. So I think
And
we can
food
work
is love.
together. Actually,
Food is love.
Yes. So let's work together, Miriam.
Okay, so for me, this has really opened my eye. Like I said, it started with interest and passion. And then now it's leading me to advocacy, because that's where I'm going to. So I'm just like, so in passion you find purpose. Because it's not just about, I love this, but the food thing is now pushing me to, people are hungry, people are dying. And the nutrients are not enough. There's hunger in the world. How many people have access to food? How many people have the food? How many people can eat the food? How many people can cook the food? So now I'm looking towards a lot of advocacy, and I'm now understanding that a lot of the things that I do and just think is fun, or I just think I'm just doing it for doing sake, is actually like sort of making an impact. Like LAWFF validated what it is that I was working on. And
Exactly.
it just validated. And then coming here again, it's like, yes, like you're on track. Do you get? Like when I spoke to Chef Malonga and I was like, how are you working? This is what I do. And he was like, it's the same thing that I'm doing here right now. It's the same thing. So I need to take it a step further. Like, it's not just to find those forgotten ingredients. Let me find the seeds. Let me plant it. Let me start a farm. Let me grow this thing. Let me have like a spice stash or something. Let me like grow my own and see what is really indigenous to us and how am I preserving it in my own way. I was just thinking about the Egypt Food Bank, and I was wondering, yes, Africa has a food bank in Egypt, but do we have a food bank in Nigeria? Do we have seeds that we have treasured from generation to generation that we know that this is it? Because I spoke to someone who works in agriculture in Nigeria, and she was telling me the corn that we used to, that not the other corn, the sweet corn, not the one we roast on the street, is way different from the ones they had when they were kids, because the seeds have changed. The aroma, like if if you're cooking corn, the aroma like takes the whole street. Everybody knows that you're boiling corn. But now it's just a figment of your imagination. Like you're burning corn, you're boiling corn, but it's not there. It's not, the richness is not there, because these seeds have changed over time. Let's have our own seeds, not the seeds that have been given to us. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, the farmers are finding it easy because they're developed, but why don't we be in the forefront of maintaining and preserving these things for ourselves and for our generations to come? And also, for me also, the agriculture and the advocacy. And then also, in fact, when I was telling my dad, he's so excited now. He calls me every day. Like, what are you doing today? What's next? Like, he was like, immediately you come, we'll go to Jos. And there's a farm I want you to go and look at. Maybe we'll start. So, he's excited also about it. And it's good to see this excitement, because he's retired. He's not doing anything. So, let him be excited about something. Let him be excited about something. Yeah, so that's it for me. And then even impacting on our kids, because that's also the validation for me. Like, my kids also can climb a tree, pick up something and know this is from this, and this is what this is used for. And like, I was working with them one day at the park, and then there was a woman, this dadawa, there's a tree, right? The dawa, the tree, it has its own fruit. So the woman was picking them on a barrow. She was going to make the dawa. That was iru, the locust bean, So I just saw the woman, I was like, this is I spoke in house. I was like, oh, this is that stuff for the one. She was like, yes, this is it. I was like, oh, nice. Then my daughter goes, please, can I have one? And she was like, yeah. My daughter collected it and just started breaking it and started licking it. I'm like, how did you know that? And she was like, yeah, I saw someone doing it in grandma's house. I'm like, interesting.
Wow.
So like, they are also connecting with those ingredients that we used to do when we were kids.
Yes.
So it's also for them to also know that this thing, because the whole world is being taken over by McDonald's and chicken and chips and those are the things that we eat and they eat. So let's change the narrative. So I'll make a conscious effort now, especially now, to, push them on to eating good, eating healthy,
And
eating
knowing where the
old
food
stuff,
is coming
and
from.
knowing
Yes,
where
the
food
culture
is coming
behind
from.
the food.
I actually forgot to mention something. I had PCOS, and one of the things that helped me reverse it was food. And so one of the things I know is that women, our hormones and metabolism is somehow any small thing. Hormonal imbalance, you see pimple on the face,
Yeah.
or you're having issues with infertility. I've been married for 4 years and I don't have a child yet, but no pressure. Anyway, but one of the things I've learned is that food can heal or kill. So one of the things I want to do is I want to also use food and also educate women that you can use our Nigerian and African food to actually get the kind of health that you're looking for. I always believe that diet takes 70%. Well, exercise takes 20 and your medicine takes 10. And it is when you get your 70% right that your medicine and this one works for you. But if you don't get this 70% right, you won't get, even no matter the exercise you do, the medicine won't work for you. So I need to also advocate for that. Also, one of the things that this LAWFF has done for us, I believe I'm speaking to everybody, is that we chefs will now become policy givers. That is one thing that I'm so happy about because, I said something. My dad asked me, what is the end of your career? And I said, executive chef. No, I think I'm wrong.
Yeah.
The end of the goal is to sit in the parliamentary, and make food decisions.
I was
experience.
going to say that as a closing remark, that chefs need to come out more. Because you guys are always locked up in your space in your kitchen.
In the kitchen.
But we need you to go out and advocate. Preach the word of nutrition, because without a proper diet, man will die.
Yes.
Many more sicknesses will thrive. So we need to do more rather than just staying in the kitchen. Maybe just take a month, like one day in a month, and do advocacy work, influence policies, create your own panels if they're not giving you panels to sit on.
Make your own.
We don't even need to wait for them.
Yeah.
We can even start now, be vocal about it.
The chefs need to come out more and preach the gospel of nutrition. Because our world is dying with so many diseases, so many ignorance thriving everywhere because we don't know how to portion our food according to the dietary requirements, So we need more advocates. I can't think of one apart from Chef Paul,
Yes,
who is doing
actually.
Chef Manifesto,
Yes.
that is speaking on, advocating on nutritious foods and all that. I've not seen any until Chef Paul Newham. So let's do more. We shouldn't be hiding behind the
Or
kitchen.
do forging
Especially me who
ingredients,
likes to hide
recipe
in the back.
development.
We shouldn't be
recipe
hiding.
development.
We have a good message to send across the world, and eat properly so that you can live longer. So you don't have to fall sick all the time. Look at your story. Look at her story, Miriam's story as well. We all have stories that how food has helped to mitigate or heal. Even cancer itself, there are foods that you need to drop to be able to start getting yourself back. And so we need to come out more. That's the message right now. Chefs need to come out more and advocate. So
I can't wait for us to be at the tables of House of Assemblies, giving out food
this alone
policies that will grow.
This alone, where we are trying to revive the food, the cultural food, is a message on itself.
Yes.
So we can start from there.
Yeah.
So let's do it from here. We are going to, we're going to stand up and start
taking
planning.
over.
We are going to start taking the steps already.
Yeah.
So this has been a good conversation.
We're going to end on a fun note.
Okay.
I've been waiting to ask this question. If you were not in the culinary space, what would you be doing?
Start first.
Okay, I have a thing with style and fashion. So I used to say maybe
We
I'll-
can tell. We can
You're a
tell.
walking billboard.
So I love arts. I love fashion, particularly in arts. I just love expressing yourself, expressions. Yeah, and a chef is an artist anyway. The ingredients are your palettes,
Yeah.
color palettes. Yeah, good. So I love art.
Okay.
Chai.
It can't be
Has
food
reached my
related though.
turn. It's not food related. So I've always imagined myself heading a company before. So if I was not a chef, I would probably be in the working environment, probably practicing my economics I studied. Another thing again is that I love to drive. Yes, I actually love
You're
driving.
the first person that is actually telling me that you love to
I
drive.
love driving.
That's
Till
it.
today,
Anyway, my mom
I
is
don't
like
know. Dayo Affair, thank you so much for teaching me how to drive. I learned how to drive my final year in Unilag. And since then, I have been driving. And my dad owns a car company. Funny enough, a driving company. And he's doing it out of love. Not for money, basically, but for the love of, I'm driving, I love driving. So if I wasn't, in fact, if I had joined my dad in the US, my plan was to establish the driving business, and it everybody will hear of it, because my daddy named the business after my sister's name, ADC, Amaka Dika, Chisom, and Chidebube. So the four of us before my brother came. So I will probably be driving.
Okay.
Maybe driving trailers. I admire ladies that drive trucks and buses. So you see me. That's why when we went to the market, I pointed the G-Wagon. I was like, that's my car. My husband was like, why G-Wagon? I was like, please just leave me with that big truck that they used to go to war. Leave it for me. So I will probably be a driver. Probably.
Yeah, you're one of the few women that say they like to drive.
Driving.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love driving. I actually wish I was driving here. Oh my God.
My mom is the same. She loves driving. Even at 60 something, she loves driving. You just give her the car, she's like, give her.
Yeah, I love driving.
But me, I don't. There was a phase in my life I loved to drive, but now
I think
want
it's
to
a
be
thing
driven.
even in my family, because when my sister came back from the UK, the first thing she did is, Adani, let me drive this car. So I was like, before I parked, she came down. She drove. So I think it's a thing with me and my immediate younger sister. The twins, no, those two, leave them, they don't like to drive. But me and my immediate younger sister, like, if we see an avenue to drive, me that drove from Lagos to Ogun State. If you leave me, I would. My mom drove from Lagos to Anambra State.
Wow.
Yes, it's in the family, so we love driving.
Kate?
If I wasn't a chef, I'd be a tree.
That's
That
straight.
is chef or nothing.
Yeah, so I really love baobab, so I'd be a very beautiful big baobab tree.
So you chef or nothing.
No, okay, I'm joking. But yeah, I would like to be a tree. I love to sing, even though I can't sing to save my life.
Oh,
So-
I can sing
Yeah.
too. I actually sang, or I can sing. I actually used to sing professionally, but that's not, yes.
Oh, yeah,
but
try
that's
one
not-
small one.
Hey, Jesus.
Small one, no, small.
His playful voice. Okay, which song should I sing now? I have the playful voice. Come and join me, sing hallelujah. But if you want me to sing the normal voice, I'm an also singer, so I have a deep voice. So which song should I sing that is popular?
Sound of Music.
I don't know that Sound of Music. They not bought me that time. I told them in 1990 year.
Do you know any Adele songs?
Adele songs.
Hello?
Houston.
Yeah, Whitney Houston.
No.
It's like it's only Nigerian songs that are coming to your head.
No, she doesn't.
I
know
don't
it.
know
She's
all
like
the lyrics
1990.
very well.
Color something. Just
Okay.
A love song to your husband.
Love song to my husband. Okay. Babe, what's that our song say? Let me go gospel. Jesus is taking care of me. Oh, Jesus is looking over me. Jesus is taking care of me. I'm shining because Jesus is taking care of me. Thank you.
I can hear the
And that's
altar.
like the least of the voice.
I can hear the
Yes, so you
altar.
hear it normal in passing.
I said you should sing a song for your husband. You
My
wanted to be
husband,
singing
okay.
song, oh.
You are always on my mind. Hey, always on my mind.
Always.
Always on my mind. Okay, it's okay. I've not finished the song, but it's okay.
All right. So, Kate.
Yeah,
I'll teach you how to sing this.
please do. I'd really love to sing because
singing voice.
me.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, girl.
Nice soprano.
Thank you. Please, I'll be waiting for my lessons.
problem.
I'll cook for you in exchange.
I can give you something else.
But you said it's your love language.
Okay, yes.
So, maybe two different things. I would be a rap artist.
Yeah, we
As
can
you can
see
see, we
it
can
now.
see
Boom,
it.
chicka, boom,
Had a
chicka,
whole
boom,
stage name and everything. Or weirdly enough, an aeronautical engineer. I just love like how planes function. And I think I had gone to the aerospace museum on my last trip, and I called my mom. I was just like, just doctor, just lawyer. Those were the only two options you guys even presented in our lives, right? You do not. Do you
See, what
understand?
about this
So
one?
I go to my children because they went with me. I was just like, oh my god, look at how dynamic this. Would you like to do this? He was just like, no. I was just like, dude, you're killing my dream, man. You're killing my dream. But yeah, not pass on my dream to my children. Yeah. But yes, so definitely a rap artist or an aeronautical engineer.
Nice.
Interesting. It has been amazing.
What would you have done if you are not you? Let's start with you. We are the moderators now.
I
We
would
are
have
going
a
to-
very big
Don't
fashion
start.
house and be styling Miriam like back to
Don't
back.
play. Okay, let's do Adana. What would you have done?
Plenty things. I can't
Mention
even
two. We are now the moderator.
And I don't like being on the hot spot.
We have given her the floor. It's your turn.
Oh,
Until you do, we will not end. Yeah.
I really don't know.
No, I don't think about it.
I would have been a singer like you.
Oh, you have the singing voice.
Sing something
I don't know how to sing.
You also look like someone that would be good in teaching. Like,
Yes. You
Are you
look like
serious?
someone that is good with children.
No, I'm not patient with children.
Ah.
I only start from the teen years. I can.
Yeah, like maybe a teen mentor.
but teenagers are wild too.
I don't like
Yeah, but-
teenagers.
Yeah.
I'm not looking forward to
Yeah,
that stage. I'm
yeah.
really not.
Me too,
I'm really
But they can
praying.
understand what I'm saying. That's just what I want. Can you understand? Can you engage with me? And that's what I want. You know.
Thank you, ladies. It has been amazing. And this conversation has proven you guys are my favorite category.
We won't tell the rest.
We won't tell anybody.
We'll not tell them. It has been amazing. I've thoroughly enjoyed myself, learned a lot. And we look forward to having you back, with your many wins.
Yeah.
And then we look forward to
Definitely.
seeing you guys collaborate,
Definitely.
forming
That's
strong
yeah.
networks
We
and
have
doing
some
great things.
planning to do.
Yeah.
I actually look forward to having the chefs in Nigeria. I said it's
Yes.
always Lagos. Please, if we should do something in Abuja, let's
in
come and
Abuja.
do
She's
fine
Don't
dining.
worry, I'll bring it.
Thank you. I
Thank
don't even
you.
want this session to end, but
Yeah.
we have to end.
But thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank
you for bringing us out of our comfort zone.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So thank you, and we would have more series on this podcast, the LAWFF podcast, and we'll be doing more categories based on food and agriculture, and we have the African Food Chain Makers as the leading organization under which the LAWFF program is embedded. So. Thank you. Stay tuned. We're having more episodes.
And thank you to our founders.
Yes,
Co-foundation.
Foundation is our
Yes,
founder.
School
So thank
Foundation.
you.
Thank you so much.
And should we say please like, subscribe, and all?
Yes.
Please
Like,
subscribe. Please,
and share.
Please, thank you. Share. Tell everybody everything. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.